triumphant from all our foes. Through the crucible unscathed, we passed victorious. Our trumpets pealing the glorious song. Play it, sing it, all hail Biafra.
Kiwe duanye n'ụzọ ine nke ezi omume gị. Kiwe wezugara anyị nrịanja niile, ọrịa niile nke pụrụ ịdakwasị mmadụ dị ndụ. N'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye na-agwọ ọrịa. Anyị wee na-akpọkụ gị onwe gị bụ Chineke nke ndị agha, ka iwe mere anyị ebere. Ka akwa nke anyị na-ebe ka ude nke anyị na-asụ wee bịa n'iru gị. Ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee guzosie ike. Ka anyị wee n'ikpete maazị nye aha nsọgụtụtụ na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise mma dịrị gị Chineke. Mma dịrị gị Chineke. Mma dịrị gị Chineke.
Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you so much, and remember, in this channel, we talk about the freedom of the people, freedom of the indigenous people of that very contraption called Nigeria. The indigenous people, when I talk about the indigenous people, the Fulanis are not included because they are not Nigerians. The Fulanis are not Nigerians. So we are talking about the indigenous people of Nigeria for their freedom. Some people who have come into Nigeria as a foreigner wants to take our life by all means possible, and we will not allow that. We won't allow it. Biafrans are speaking very loud, speaking louder than ever. If you have not joined your own voice, it doesn't matter your religion, it doesn't matter your tribe, it doesn't matter your location. Continue to speak up about the plight of the indigenous tribe in Nigeria. Speak about their plight. A lot is happening. People are dying in numbers on daily basis in that country called Nigeria. Hundreds of people are being killed on daily basis. The media will never report it. They will never speak about it. They will never say anything that has to do with that. They have been bought over by the government. Even when they come to the national media, you see them trying to divide the people, trying to plant division among the people. They use the media to push all manner of propaganda among the citizens of the country. You can never see a sincere media in Nigeria. Even if you find them, they are very few and they are not loud. They are not loud. But each time you see the government coming against the people, they use the same media. The same media they used during the time of NSAS to suppress the people, to push all manner of propaganda against the people. Innocent people who were protesting, who were killed. A lot of propaganda was pushed against them as doing a protest that was being hijacked. Calling them hoodlums, calling them different kinds of names. The same thing they are doing in the agitation that is going on. They use the media to paint the people who are struggling for their own life, paint them evil. You see the Oduduwa group that have been fighting, speaking up about the problem that the Yorubas are facing, the invasion of the Fulanis in the Yoruba land. The invasion of the Fulani is killing innocent people in their farms, destroying farms and taking land by force. Even some part of the Yoruba land, people have been ejected from their land and they are refugees in Benin Republic. No media is speaking about it. There has not been any media coverage about that to put it on the front burner and make people see what is happening. The politicians who are even from the southern part of Nigeria are aiding the Fulanization agenda. They are supporting the Fulanization agenda. Are you going to talk about the southeast? The southeast is no-go area. In the southeast, you do not have a single governor that is speaking the voice of the people. Instead, they are selling out the people, giving out land to the foreigners, and when the people resist, they will kill them. You see a governor knowing people fully well, a governor that knows that his people have gone through enough. There is no tribe in Nigeria that have been killed the way Igbos have been killed. The southeastern region, there is no people who lost people like the southeastern region. Yet a governor in the southeastern region will invite a jet fighter in this age to throw bomb on innocent people. People who have not killed anybody, who has not committed any offense. They have not kidnapped anybody. They have not asked for ransom anywhere. They are moving about peacefully. The only thing ESM was doing was to make sure that they push away the Fulani who are in the bushes, taking land, killing people, stopping people from farming. Those were the people ESN is against. But instead of the governors to be on the same page with the security that are protecting the people, they came against the security that are protecting the people. And they let the people be rampaged by the wicked government. As I'm speaking to you, a lot of Biafrans have been taken on captivity. A lot of Biafrans have been killed and are still being killed on a daily basis. You go to the prisons in Nigeria, it is filled up with Biafrans. Prisons in the northern part of Nigeria are filled up with Biafrans, captured and sent over there. Many of them killed. There's no account being given about them. And the most painful thing is that even in Biafra land, you see prisons in Biafra land filled up with Biafrans for committing no crime, only because they identified themselves as Biafrans. They are being sent to prison. In this generation, people who are asking for self-determination, they have not committed any crime. They have not killed anybody. They have not kidnapped anybody to ask for ransom. They have not taken up arms. They were only using their flag to raise their flag up and ask for referendum. That is what IPOB has been doing. That is what IPOB have been doing. They are being killed. They are being arrested. They are being incarcerated. In so many prisons, nobody from the Southeast is speaking. No governor is standing up to speak for them. No elite is talking about it. No member of Ohaneze Ndigbo is asking these people to release the innocent people in the prison. The only man who is our mouthpiece, our supreme leader, Nnamdi Kanu, who has been speaking, they connive together. They connive together to kidnap him from Kenya and bring him back to Nigeria. Now he is in the DSS. They brought him to Kenya through extraordinary rendition, a British citizen, for no just cause, for committing no crime. Kenya reached an agreement with Nigeria to extradite, to use extraordinary rendition to bring Asuni Damazi Nnamdi Kanu to Kenya for committing no crime. He committed no crime against Kenya. He has not broken any law in Kenya, but Kenya kidnapped him and handed him over to Nigeria, and Nigeria brought him back through extraordinary rendition. And today, nobody is speaking up in Biafra land. The so-called elite and governors are pretending that they don't know what is happening, and they think it will go well with them. For every well-meaning person in this world, everybody who is sensible in this world know that Southeastern region, the only leader they have is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the only leader the Southeastern region have, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is why each time he speaks and gives order, even from a distance, everybody obeys. You can see the sit at home that is still going on. Even while the sit at home was called off, people on their own are still sitting at home. But what does the government do? They go and kill innocent people looking for people to frame up. They have given IPOB different kinds of name. Different kinds of name. But Chukwuka Biama always fight for IPOB. When they said that the IPOB broke prison, it was the same governor of Imo State that came out, that came out and said it wasn't IPOB. It was their own government and their people, their politicians, that broke the prison. And they wanted to frame up IPOB. You saw what happened during the lockdown. It was the same government that went and killed people in the bus to frame up IPOB, that they were forcing people to sit at home. Today, people are still sitting at home without being forced. Everywhere is in lockdown, every Monday without being forced. Nobody is being forced to do it. But each time they frame it, still yet, people who call themselves the representative of people cannot go and speak the voice of the people, cannot say that this is what these people want. They want their own person out. These people who are fighting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu want to kill him are there. While the Northerners are protecting their own terrorists, where do we have insecurity? The southeastern part of Nigeria is the most secured area in Nigeria, even as we speak. The most secured area of Nigeria, not because the military are there, not because anybody is there, because the people there are peaceful people. They are peaceful people minding their business, doing what they're supposed to do. The only place you have insecurity in Nigeria planted by the government is in the southern part, in the northern part of Nigeria. They have rampaged in the northern part of Nigeria, handed the northern part of Nigeria to terrorists. The terrorist government have captured the northern part of Nigeria. Muhammadu Buhari handed it over to terrorists. And today, terrorists are in charge. They are in charge, controlling everything, practicing whatever they want to practice, enacting laws by themselves, and nobody is saying anything about it. They went to the extent of shooting down an airplane. In that contraption, nobody is saying anything about it. Nobody is doing anything. They shot down an airplane. We didn't hear that the army went and invaded the village where such happened. We didn't hear that the army went and attacked them where that thing happened. These people are covering themselves, even with videos, moving from place to place. Nothing is happening. Nobody said anything. But in the southern part of Nigeria, they are chasing against innocent people that did nothing. Members of IPOB asking for self-determination. They are chasing them, killing them on daily basis. The ESN protecting the innocent people from the killer herdsmen, protecting the innocent people from the terrorists in the bushes. They are going after them in the bushes, killing them. ESN have not killed any innocent people. They have not killed soldiers. They have not killed army while they were doing the operation. They have not killed any innocent person. They are just there protecting the land and fighting against the terrorists. But they wouldn't let them be. They are pursuing them, chasing them, distracting them, and killing them on a daily basis. But meanwhile, in the north, they are having a free hand, having a free ride in the north. You heard that their defense academy, NDA, was attacked by the terrorists. NDA, military academy, NDA of Nigeria, the most secure place you can think of, was attacked by bandits. They even kidnapped a southern. They kidnapped a southern major. A military man was kidnapped. Up to today, we have not heard that that area was raised down. We have not heard that that area was raised down. They have attacked so many barracks in the north, killed a good number of people. We didn't hear that the village was raised down. But each time anything happens in the southeastern part of Nigeria, you see them coming to southeastern Nigeria to abduct people unnecessarily. Innocent people who have not done anything. They brought their unknown gunmen which we know are members of DSS, just to try to give the ESN a bad name. They form their unknown gunmen, continue to kill even their own. They killed their prominent men, wanted to pin it on IPOB, it didn't work. They went about killing their own fellow military men and policemen in checkpoints to frame up IPOB. It didn't work. And yet they are bent on killing people. The governors are there watching. They are watching. Instead of coming against it and speaking up about it, even on Hades and Debo, instead of speaking up, they are colluding with these people, trying to kill their own people. Colluding with them, killing their own people, taking their life on a daily basis. And we say we should be quiet. We will not be silent. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter how they kill us. We will never be silent. Lately, I heard that the Obi of Onitsha said, said that they should release all members of IPOB in captivity in Anambra State, or they will shut down Anambra State. I am not sure of the information, but that is exactly what he's supposed to do. I saw the write-up on Facebook. I'm not sure. I've not confirmed it, but that is what he is supposed to do. That is what he is supposed to do, to demand the immediate release of every Biafran that is in their jail. As I'm speaking to you, already they are releasing the members of Boko Haram and giving them a free ride, even giving them compensation, integrating them into their military. Boko Haram that have destroyed Nigeria have fought against Nigeria, fought against their military, destroyed their barracks and destroyed their equipment. They are giving them a free ride. Meanwhile, in the southeastern part of Nigeria, in the southern part of Nigeria, they are fighting against the innocent people who are fighting against the terrorists, killing them. Went to Igbowo's house and killed people. Today, Igbowo is exiled and they are holding him in detention. They are killing people in the southwest, killing people in the south. In the whole southern part of Nigeria, people are dying on a daily basis. Nobody is talking about it. They are busy celebrating themselves and doing all manner of rubbish, pretending as if they don't know what is going on. The elite in the southern part of Nigeria are all in the business of Fulanizing Nigeria. They are all in the business of Fulanizing Nigeria. All the elites in the southern part of Nigeria. That is why we call for no election. Do not participate in any election or voting any idiot in. Do not participate on any election or voting any idiot in the southern part of Nigeria. The only thing we want is referendum. That is the only vote we want to cast. A vote of referendum is the only vote we want to cast. Whatever thing they are doing in the southern part of Nigeria, starting from Anambra election, there will be no election. We are not talking about boycott. There will be no election anywhere. If you want to participate in the election, prepare to write your will to die. Prepare to write your will, because nobody is coming out to vote for you and the government is going to kill you. Both you that is contesting and you that want to be an electoral official. If you don't have any other business, you don't have any right to do, go and look for a job. Look for something else to do. Look for something else to do. Those of you who are planning to be electoral official, you are only writing the day of your death. If you have applied to be electoral official in Anambra election, you have already applied for your death. You better go and withdraw that application for your death, because you will definitely die. You will definitely die. There is no two ways about it. We used to warn you. We warn you, but when you don't listen, you come out. You pay the ultimate price. You pay the ultimate price. It is coming again. The warning is coming again. Do not participate in anything that has to do with the election in the contraption called Nigeria. More especially starting from that very part of Nigeria called southeastern part of Nigeria, Anambra State. Even as a driver, to carry any electoral material to go from one place to go, do not be there. In their electoral office, do not walk there. Do not even move into that place, because you will lose your life. It's a warning. We have gotten to the end of the road. What we are waiting for is a referendum and nothing else. Every other activity is on standstill. As you can see, civil disobedience is going on in the southeastern part of Nigeria now. They sit at home. And it will continue until as soon as they come out. If you don't know, nobody called it. This is a spiritual fight. Biafra is fighting for itself, and nobody can stop it. Nobody can stop it. For those of you who think you can stop it, you cannot stop it. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter the way you play your game. You cannot stop it. You cannot stop. The country is already dead in arrival, and people are pretending as if you all well. Nothing is well. It is not well. It is not a country where doctors are running away. Doctors are running away from the country because of lack of job. Doctors are running to Arab nation to go and get a job. And you are talking of that country, calling that country your own nation, a place you survive. Watch the video and see what is going on in your country.
These are familiar scenes at job recruitment exercises in Nigeria. There is a special difference in this particular instance though, as these are qualified medical doctors applying for jobs overseas, in Saudi Arabia to be precise. What you can see behind me right now is the process of the recruitment of Nigerian doctors by the Saudi Arabian authorities. This exercise is currently ongoing at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers right here in the Nigerian capital, Abuja. Nigerian resident doctors have been on strike for almost a month in their demand for better working conditions, and negotiations with government have failed repeatedly. And the prospect of working for the Saudi government is now seen as a big escape.
The federal government is showing the cold shoulder attitude, doesn't show any kind of responsibility or being careful about the situation. I can't imagine, I can't believe my Honorable Minister of Health came out and he threatened us. So I think it does not make sense, or doesn't make much. I mean, it wasn't the situation. To be candid, we're very, very disappointed. I personally am disappointed. When I go to where I work in a very critical care services of the hospital. But basic things that we need, we don't have. Some things I used to put in my money to buy what I need, just for the sake of the patient. And to worsen the situation and to make the matter worse, and day by day, there is no any progress.
To escape from the hills in the society.
What do you mean by ills of society?
A lot of discouraging things. You see banditry, see kidnapping, incessant strike, and all those stuff. And if you can get a place where you can work, a place that is calm, a place where you can use your skill and you can be well enumerated, is it not better?
For Vivian Okolo here, it is more of a situation of heartbreak, as she expresses frustration over the ever-worsening situation in the healthcare system, with this particular case in point.
I left medical school April 2011. My teacher is here. My own teacher, the first person I cited here, was my teacher, a seasoned pediatric consultant. You know what it means? My teacher that taught me how many years ago, I'm giving up on the country, on our leaders, and I come here to meet my teacher. I mean, this is the worst. I never knew it has gone this bad.
The brain drain by Nigerian doctors to the proverbial greener pastures has for long been a known fact, but having a foreign government conduct massive recruitment of Nigerian doctors in Nigeria is taking the issue to a whole new level, and there is no telling the likely far-reaching effects of this down the line. Godfrey Eshamoge, Galaxy News, Abuja.
There is no job for the doctors. Then what happened to others? Do you think you will have a job? If a doctor cannot be employed, is it you that will be employed? We better stop this game. It is time to stop this game and focus. This is the time to ask for the referendum. Let us go our separate ways and build a country that we'll be proud of. Our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done a lot of job. He has done what he is supposed to do, waking you up. It is left for you to either take your freedom or leave it. But for those of us who are Biafrans, we can never leave our freedom in the hand of anybody. We are taking our freedom. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter what they say. They will kill us. We will kill them. At the end of the day, Biafra will surely come. Biafra is here already. We are marching into Biafra. With our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he is going with us. May Chukwu Okike Abiama bless our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to strengthen and protect him. May Chukwu Okike Abiama give our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu strength. May Chukwu Okike Abiama give him long life and prosperity. He will surely come out in a short while, faster than anybody expects. This is an assignment that Chukwu Okike Abiama is giving him, and nobody born of a woman can stop it. We are moving on, and nobody can stop us. Thank you so much for watching wherever you are watching from, and remember us. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.